Shalom, shalom lekulam. So we're going to continue the Halakhot of Balak Shana Ben Yishai. And we were last week on the Halakha 5, but on the second paragraph. So I'm going to share the screen and we're going to continue with the Hashem.
Good.
So this. Just 1 minute. Like this. So we were here last week. So I'm gonna continue. I read in French as usual, and then we're gonna translate in English. De nos jours, on trouve en Europe des distilleries produisant de l'alcool de vin cachère fabriqué du début à la fin par des Juifs, sous surveillance d'une autorité rabbinique. So here, Ben Yishai said, in our days, we find in Europe some distilleries who produce alcohol. So here we're here. So some distillery who does alcohol and with kosher wine that is produced from the beginning till the end by a Jew, with surveillance of rabbinic authority. Shalom, shalom. Rabbi Dorkos Kuku, bienvenue, welcome. So don't hesitate to ask question if there is some thing that you didn't understood or I didn't explain well, les attachés. So here, okay, so en outre, nous avons appris que nos co-religionnaires ont recommencé à fabriquer pour le commerce des vins, ces eaux de vie dans la ville de Yafo en Israël et qu'ils en exportent une grande quantité vers l'Europe. And here he said that we know that our some Jews restart to make alcohol in the town of Yafo in Israel, and they export those wine to Europe. So he said, l'eau de vie importée dans nos régions par des non-juifs reste malgré tout interdite à la consommation en vertu de la règle que tout ce qui se sépare de la majorité et que la plus grande partie de la production mondiale est évidemment fabriquée par des non-juifs. So here he said that those alcohol that is imported in our region by non-Jews, so in Israel, let's say here, by a non-Jew, they are forbidden to drink for a Jew. Why? Because there is this rule saying that everything that is separated, everything that can be separated is separated from the majority, and it explains how, because the majority of the global production of alcohol is made by non-Jew. So in that case, it is prohibited. It is forbidden to buy those types of alcohol that have been imported in Israel. Il semble toutefois qu'on puisse autoriser d'en jouir même pour nous séfarades, et un juif peut en importer d'Europe pour en faire commerce ici, car il existe un triple doute. Cet alcool, d'une part, arrive peut-être d'une communauté juive d'Europe ou de Yafo, et il peut avoir été fabriqué par un juif et être cachère. So let me just go back to translate in English. So he said, it seems but we can authorize, it can be permitted to take and to buy alcohol from that have been imported in at least in the Sephardic community. Why? And he said also that a Jew may have imported it from Europe, And also he explained that there is 3 doubts about concerning the provenance of the alcohol. So in that case, because there is 3 doubts, we can buy those alcohol. So first doubt that he noticed is that the alcohol can be made by a Jewish community in Europe, or have been made in Yafo in Israel, but and a Jew he made it. So because we have doubt, we have safek about this, it goes to the conclusion of we can buy it. But let's see the 2 other doubts that Ben Yishai noticed. D'autre part, même s'il a été fabriqué par sorry, just I need to voilà, here. D'autre part, même s'il a été fabriqué par des non-juifs, ceux-ci ne pratiquent peut-être pas la religion chrétienne et ne possèdent pas de croix et n'y croient pas. Auquel cas, il est permis de tirer profit du vin qu'ils produisent parce que, puisque d'après la halakha, le vin des non-juifs tels que les ishmaélites est interdit qu'à la consommation, mais il n'est pas interdit d'en tirer profit. So he said that the second doubt is about, we don't know if the Jew that made the wine is a Christian Jew. And that we don't know that the doubt is that we don't know if he even though he's not a Christian, but he don't have a cross, and he doesn't have the emunah, his faith is not according to the Christian faith, let's say. And why he is quoting the Christian religious? Because the halakha says that if a non-Jew is not idolater, like the Ishmaelites, the prohibition is only about the drinking, but we can take profit, we can sell it. So, as we saw on the halakha, Halakhot. So in that case, because we don't know, we are not sure if he's a Christian or not, this is the second doubt. And the third one, I'll read in French. Même si ces ouvriers sont idolâtres, la halakha suit peut-être l'opinion de ceux qui pensent que le vin non juif de nos jours n'est interdit qu'à la consommation, mais qu'il n'est pas interdit d'en tirer profit. Okay, and he said that the third point is about those workers in the distillery. Even though they are idolaters, he said that maybe some follow the halakha that say that the wine of non-Jew in our days are prohibited to drink for a Jew, but not to take profit of it. Donc, il est vrai que ce doute est contraire à l'opinion du Maharal, mais nous avons déjà démontré ailleurs qu'on peut considérer qu'il s'agit d'un double doute lorsqu'un seul aspect des arguments diffère de celui du Maran, dont nous suivons les enseignements. Il est donc permis à un séfarade également de faire du commerce de cet alcool qui n'est interdit qu'à la consommation. So here he's quoting all discussion that we had on the halakha. Let me just check. This was the halakha. The first halakha, where the Ben Yishai quoted that the Sephardi communities follow the opinion of the Maran, and here he said that the third doubt can be let's say against the opinion of the Maharal, but we still have two doubts. So in that case, the Sephardi community, even though we follow the Maharal and the Maran, not the Maharal, the Maran, and the last one is again it's the opposite of his opinion. We Sephardi can still buy alcohol from a non-Jew, that not from a non-Jew, buy alcohol that have been made by non-Jew but not to take not drink it, but we can take profit of it. Basically, this is the halakha 5. And now we go to the halakha 6. Halakha 6, du vin auquel on a mélangé du miel ou des épices, etc., et dont le goût a changé, même s'il a conservé son nom, ne devient pas interdit si un non-juif le touche. So here, a wine that we mix with honey or some spices, and we altered the taste of the wine, even though we call it wine. When a non-Jew touch this, it's a mevushal. It comes from the term mevushal, which is cooked wine. It's not the wine is not forbidden for a Jew to drink. Mais il ne sert à rien d'y ajouter une petite quantité de miel qui n'altère pas son goût. But he said here that it's not enough to just add one small quantity of honey. Yeah, so of honey, and say that now that I add a little quantity, even a non-Jew that touch the bottle is still good. No. We have to. The halakha expect the wine to change his taste and also to be cooked. These are the two conditions. Otherwise, it's not permitted to drink if a non-Jew touched it. Halakha 7. Du vin cuit n'est pas interdit si un non-juif le touche. So here is about the mevushal wine. Cooked wine is not for it is authorized, it is permitted for a Jew to drink, even if a non-Jew touched the bottle. Here. Okay. Shalom, Rabbanit Juliette, welcome. So we are in halakha 7. Un vin est considéré comme cuit lorsqu'on l'a fait bouillir assez longtemps pour qu'il diminue de volume. So what is the called cooked wine? The halakha definition. A cooked wine is a wine that have been boiled enough for the wine to his quantity diminished. If we boil the wine but the quantity is not didn't move, it's not considered according to halakha as a mevushal wine, the wine that have been cooked. Si on désire bouillir du vin pour ne plus avoir à craindre le fait qu'un non-juif le touche, il faut donc le faire bouillir jusqu'à ce que son goût change et prenne un goût de miel. So here he said, if now we want wine, we want that our wine can be touched by a non-Jew and without the fear of losing this because we cannot drink it anymore, we have to boil it in a point where the taste becomes sweet, like honey. Comme l'indique Rida dans Kikar Eden, as indicates the Rida in his Sefer Kikar La Eden. Mais l'ébullition n'est efficace que si le non-juif, where am I now? Ne l'a pas encore touché. So he said that it only works when the non-Jew didn't touch it before we cooked it. It's logical, but it's important to precise. We need to do this operation before any eventual situation where a Jew touched the wine. If a Jew touched the wine and then we want to boil it, it's already prohibited. S'il l'a déjà touché, donc cela ne sert plus à rien. Un mélange de vin parfaitement bouilli et de vin non bouilli devient interdit si un non-juif le touche, même si le vin bouilli en constitue la majeure partie. And here also he said that a mix of boiled wine with a wine that haven't been boiled, if a non-Jew touch it, it's prohibited. even though the quantity of the boiled wine is higher, higher than the quantity of the non-boiled wine. Okay, so now let's do couple of halakhots still. Halakha 8, halakha 8. À partir de quel stade le vin est-il interdit lorsqu'un non-juif le touche? So here, Ben Yishai asks in his halakha, when do we consider that the wine is forbidden when a non-Jew touched it? So what is the halakha about this? He said, à partir du moment où on commence à séparer les pépins et la peau d'un côté et le vin clair de l'autre côté. Pardon. So here he said, when this prohibition is applied, when we start to do the separation between the seeds of the grape and his skin, to peel it. At this moment, the prohibition is effective. And we do also, and also when we do the separation between the clear wine and all those stuff, because when we press the grape, we separate the juice, the juice with the skin and all the seeds that it's inside. At that moment, if a non-Jew touched it, already all the process is prohibited. C'est ce que l'on appelle amshacha. Et à partir de ce stade, tout le vin est interdit si un non-juif le touche. So this stage, when we start here, it's called hamshacha. And if a non-Jew touch the process after this amshacha, it can be prohibited. The wine is prohibited. Mais si on ne peut parler de amshacha tant qu'on n'a pas, mais on ne peut parler de amshacha tant qu'on n'a pas séparé les pépins de la peau. Et même si un non-juif prend une grande quantité de vin avec les pépins et la peau dans le creux de la main, le vin qu'il a en main n'est pas interdit et il peut le reverser dans la cuve. And so he said, if we didn't separate the skin of the grape and all the seeds that have been inside with the liquid, if you are before this stage, a non-Jew can take a quantity in his hand and put it back, and then we start the process, the wine will be permitted. En revanche, s'il a rempli un verre à la cuve et qu'il a l'intention de retirer les pépins et les peaux, cela s'appelle amshacha, pardon, et tout le contenu du cuve est interdit. But, so he said, if a non-Jew decided to take a cup inside the cube, let's say cube, I don't know if you can say it like this. And shalom, welcome. And he decided to peel now inside this cup the skin and the seeds. Here it is called amshacha, and so the cube, all the quantity of that have been inside the cube is prohibited. So halakha 9. Let's go forward, and then we're going to go to the Sefer Ruth Bezat Hashem. Let me just check if it's long. Oh, it's good. Let's go. Halakha 9. Le vin, sorry. Le vin fait de raisins secs trempés dans l'eau est considéré comme du véritable vin et est donc soumise à toutes les règles concernant le yain neser. So he said here that a wine made out of dry grapes and have been dived into water is considered as a real wine. So every halakhot that are according that we just learned before is applying to those types of drink. So it's like grape juice, for example. But here we talk about the specific type of juice that made out of dry grape. So we are here. No, we are halakha 9. Sorry, halakha 9. Donc je continue en français. I continue in French. Ici, Ici à Bagdad, nous faisons tremper des raisins secs dans de l'eau bouillante le vendredi afin de nous servir du jus obtenu par le kiddush, pour le kiddush du Shabbat. So here he said, in Baghdad, they have this habit of putting the dry grape into a boiled water in the Friday, and so that when the moment of kiddush arrives, they do kiddush on that juice that they produce. And he said, et il faut donc éviter qu'un non-juif ne le touche, auquel cas il serait interdit. And he said, so during all this process, we have to be careful for a non-Jew not to touch it, because if it is the case, all the production, the juice that we will have, it will be prohibited. And he said, le Rav Levi ibn Chaviv est plus strict en ce qui concerne la amshacha, à propos des raisins secs, mais nombre de décisionnaires ne partagent pas son opinion. So here Ben Yishai quoted a Rav called Levi ibn Chaviv, who is really strict about this amshacha, particularly about the dry grape, and that the juice that we obtain from it. But he said that many decisionaries are more, less strict. Just check that. Oh, I need to go. I have an appointment. Hey, a bit. No, into this other thing. Ah, okay. Yeah. Bezat Hashem. Je vais finir vite. Yeah. So let's just finish this halakha, and maybe I need to stop here because I have an appointment. But Bezat Hashem, on Thursday we will only study the commentary of Ben Yishai about the Megillat Ruth. But let's just finish this halakha, and Bezat Hashem we're going to continue. So he said, ne partage pas. Okay. Nous suivons pour notre part l'opinion du Marazan qui diffère à ce propos, et ici à Bagdad, où l'on fait du vin de raisin sec, mais à tremper 20 jours et plus. Donc ça, il a dit ça, et qu'on mélange vigoureusement tous les jours jusqu'à ce qu'on obtienne du vin. Ce liquide, tant qu'on n'a pas séparé le vin des raisins secs, ne deviennent pas interdites si un non-juif le touche. So here he said, and we finish, the Ben Yishai quoted that we follow the opinion of the Maran, which is different from the according to this. I think he said that different according to the opinion that is really strict. But here he says that here in Baghdad, he said we made wine made out of dry grapes that have been dive into water more than 20 or more days. And this mix, they mix it they strongly mix it every day till they obtain a wine. So when they obtain this wine, let me check the liquide. Tant qu'on n'a pas séparé le vin des raisins secs, on ne devient pas interdit. When during this process, if they didn't separate the dry grapes from the juice, it is not forbidden, even if a non-Jew touched it. But at the moment where they start to do the separation, this moment, this is will consider it as a wine itself, and all the halakhot that we saw last week about the halakhot of Balak is applying to this particular juice. So, is there any question about all that we saw?
Rabbi,
And
the question is, in the case you're traveling somewhere that there is no, you never find a kosher wine there, and it is on a Shabbat, you must do Kiddush. For the who have Dala, you need the wine, and Kiddush, you need wine. You're traveling the place that you can't find the kosher wine there.
Then, oui, yes.
What to do?
What to do? So this is a halakha that we can also study on when it's about the kiddush and Havdalah, etc. When it is Shabbat, and for example, if you have one bottle of wine, or let's say the half of the bottle, it's better to do the first kiddush, which is the kiddush of the night, with this, and then you finish it, and because the kiddush of the morning, and also the kiddush, let's say, of the afternoon, the meal of the morning and meal afternoon, we are not obliged to have wine. We can do it with, for example, if we live in a country where there is alcohol that is local alcohol, we can use it as a kiddush on the second meal of Shabbat. But the best is to have a wine on the evening of Shabbat. Now you talk about the case of if we cannot find any wine. In that case, we can use the chalot, the bread.
The color.
The chalot, yeah. So you do all the brachot of Borei Peri Agefen, but on the challah. But this is basically you do like this when you have any possibility. Maybe I need to check when it is the night, but because I'm not sure, I need to check also. Maybe we can do it on water or something that is sheakol, the first night. But then on the day we can do the kiddush on the challah. But I need to check it, and I will Be'ezat Hashem give it to you on the details. If you yeah.
Thank you.
But
I'll ask also one question.
Yes.
You was in the Congo.
Yes.
Is it possible to not find a wine in the Congo, a kosher wine? I don't know if you was going with your wine there, or you buy also there for.
So what we did, we brought our own wine, but we also learned that there's a kasher store, some kasher, maybe one in Congo, and also there is a Chabad in Congo, so you can find there kasher wine. And what we saw also that they export many kasher food from South Africa. So we can I think in Congo we can manage to find some kosher wine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank for the question, and I hope I will check about the halakhot, the precise halakhot, and I will give it to you.
Thank you, Abba.
If there's no question, I will end it here, and we will see on Thursday. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen, Amen.
Amen, amen. Chazak Baruch.
Okay.